Do you think that's one of the biggest things of why business owners don't scale even higher is they stop growing and they stop innovating?
Yeah, brother, that's what it is. You cannot ever stay comfortable. Like me, I love to be uncomfortable. There'll be things I do, it's like I said, I'm not embarrassed, I'm not ashamed. I am who I am and I do my best. Like I said, God on my side, everything's possible. 80% of the things I do is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I still do it because I know other people won't. Because I'm like, all right, if I don't do it, then who's gonna do it?
On this episode of High Value Discussions, we are thrilled to welcome a distinguished entrepreneur, a dedicated family man, and a visionary founder of Con Sabor, Mexico. Coming from a family of entrepreneurs, he has been immersed in the world of business his entire life, bringing a wealth of experience and passion to every single one of his ventures. He has made a remarkable impact in the Bay Area with his vibrant and authentic food truck that celebrates the rich and diverse flavors of Mexican cuisine. With a deep-rooted passion for crafting delicious dishes, he and his team created a beloved brand that satisfies the taste buds and warms the hearts of all who experience it. Join us as we dive into his inspiring journey, exploring how he turned his love for Mexican food into a thriving business. We'll discuss his unwavering experience in entrepreneurship, building a brand from the ground up, and the ways you can stand out above the rest. Don't miss this engaging conversation right here on High Value Discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Daniel Ortega. I feel like our background is just nonstop. We love the hard work, we love the sacrifice, and we love the fulfillment that we get out of it. But bro, since we go way back, I would like to go way back to you and talk about your childhood. What was your upbringing like, my brother?
Man, my childhood, I'm blessed. I thank God. I had both of my parents. I had my mom and dad with me, and they're my teachers in life. First God, and then my parents. And I thank God because me growing up, a lot of my friends, I say most of my friends, they all grew up with just their moms or without their pops. So I thank God that He put my pops in my road and in my life, and He borrowed my father from me for like 30 years. I was 30 when he passed away, but I thank God that He gave me those 30 years with my pops because He taught me everything I know. If it wasn't for pops, my mom's, I don't know where I would be.
Well, because I talked to your brother, Carlos. Shout out to Carlos. I love that guy. And I had a lot of conversations with Alex as well. And the one thing that they always talked about was the father and all the lessons that he gave you guys, because he was a businessman at first. And I feel like you guys growing up and seeing that at such a young age, I feel like that was very important. And you guys didn't want to do the ordinary things, because parents, they always want like, go to school, do this, do that. But you guys wanted to follow the footsteps of your father, right?
Yeah, I always wanted to be like my dad. I always wanted to be like my pops and my moms. They're entrepreneurs. They came to this country as immigrants, and they started off. They met each other over here in the States, and basically they were coworkers. And then at first, my mom said she wasn't into my dad. She like, he wasn't my type. But when you keep picking and picking and picking, eventually it's like,
Let's give it a try.
Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. So, but yeah, my mom was like, yeah, your dad wasn't my type, and your dad was kind of like he was funny, like the girls like to be around him.
Yeah.
She's like, I used to see at the lunch break, he'll be at the table with all the girls would be around him, and he'll be over there doing his thing. But she's like, I never paid mind to him. And it's funny because there's a story where she tells me, she's like, one day, I guess your dad went on vacation, and I guess he went to TJ for the weekend, and he came back, and then he's like, I guess he was showing off to the girls. He was like, look what I brought back, a necklace. And then the girls were like, oh my God, it's so nice. So he passed it around the table to all the girls, and I guess the lunch break was over, so the girls gave him back his little necklace, and my mom said that she was still eating her food when it was time to go back to work. So my pops walked up to her, and he was like, open your hand type of thing. And she just opened it. He gave her the necklace and walked away.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, it was weird to me because I never talked to this guy that really, we never really communicated. And he just walked up to me and just gave me this necklace and walked away and didn't say one word. So the next day she went home. That same day she went home because she lives with her brothers at that time. Her brothers were jealous, were protective. So she pulled out the little box. They're like, what's that? So my mom was like, I don't know, this guy, my coworker, some guy, I don't even know him like that. And he just
Yeah.
gave it to me.
Yeah.
And then the brother's like, well, I'll give it back to him. She's like, all right. She's like, all right, I'll give it back. So the next day, I guess she seen my pops and she was just like, hey, like, here's your necklace. Like,
Yeah.
here you go. My dad's like, no, it's for you. I got it for you. And then my mom was like, what? All right. But that's where it all started. And after that, it was over.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a lesson. Consistency will win, especially in dating.
Yeah, right.
So my brother, I know when you guys were kind of venturing off to the entrepreneurial route, were your parents kind of nervous because they come to this country to obviously bring a different change when it comes to their children. So when they saw that you guys didn't want to do the ordinary things, did your parents ever get nervous when you guys said, no, I'm not going to go to the school route. No, I'm not going to do the whole 9 to 5 thing. I want to do this route.
They didn't like it. That's for sure. They didn't like it. They didn't like the idea. My mom and dad my mom was more like, no, son, like graduate college, like, but they for sure didn't like that we were gonna do the entrepreneurship thing. They wanted me to more study, go to school, be in the office and stuff like that. But they didn't like that idea at all. Nervous? I don't think they were nervous because they know what we're capable of because we come from their bloodline.
Yeah.
So they knew like we ain't no punks, you know.
Right.
But that they liked it, not really. Not until like maybe I was like, because in middle school I always told them like I want to be like you. I told my pops. My pops was like, nope. High school I would ditch a lot, and then in high school they didn't like that at all either. And then one time my mom dropped me off, and within like 5 minutes, I walked to the front of the bus stop in the street. And I don't know what she did. I think she was testing me. She drove off, and then she made a U-turn. She called me at the bus stop. She picked me up, like, get your butt back in there. She took me all the way to the office. But yeah, they definitely didn't like that idea until maybe I was like 20, and then they're like, oh shit, like all right, they're all in now.
Yeah.
Like I always worked with them. I was like their employee until I was maybe like 22. And after 22, I just started doing my own stuff. Like I would set up shops at the flea market, and I would sell like clothing, like whatever it was. I would sell like women's clothes, like whatever sells. Like I'm all in. Like I don't care what it is. So I would sell different products and kids' clothes and whatever. And it really pushed me when my firstborn was born, my daughter. So I was a father when I was 24. My baby was born. My firstborn, Madeline. So when my ex-girl was pregnant at the time, I was motivated. That pushed me like really like a lot. So once I had my baby, like I did anything. Like I was working at the landfills, like any like labor work, I would do it. Like whatever it was, I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to buy the diapers for my kid. Like, and at that time, I was still living with my parents. But then once my daughter was born, I was like, nah, you know what? I want to build more responsibility. I'm moving out. Like my mom and pops, they even like extended a room for me, like in the house, like because the room was kind of small. So my dad knocked the wall down. He took out a piece of the living room and made it bigger so I could be comfortable. Yeah. And he did that. It was cool. And then when my daughter was born, I was still with my parents. And I'll say like once my daughter was like maybe 3 months old, I told my parents like, you know what? Mom and Dad, thank you for everything. Thank you for your help, but it's time for me to move out. And they were kind of sad about it. They're like, what? What do you mean? Like, we just fixed your room. Like, your room's heckin' big. Like, it's the biggest room in the house. Like, and I was like, you know what? I'm grateful and thank you for everything, but it's time for me to build, like, to be more responsible, you know?
I feel like you guys been hustling your entire life, especially at a young age. When you were out, say, working for your family and you guys were selling this and that, when did you feel comfortable when it comes to selling? Were you nervous at all from the beginning, or were you just a natural right away?
I was a natural right away, but as far as like the public, I used to be embarrassed. So like I used to be embarrassed like when I was in middle school, my dad would we grew up around fruit. Like the business, my parents was like in the fruit business, right? So my dad would wake up at 2, 3 in the morning, go to San Francisco to the big markets and load up the truck with fruit. And then he would take me to school at 8 in the morning. So he would come back home and then rest and then take me to school. But sometimes when he would take me to school, he'll have a pickup truck full of watermelons in the back stacked up. And then I used to kind of be embarrassed. And then until one time my dad told me this. And then so one time he dropped me off in front of my middle school, right in the front. And I was kind of embarrassed, like, Dad, you just dropped me off right in the corner. Like, oh. And he was like, for what? Why? Like, Dad, like, it's embarrassing. We have all the pallets of fruits in the back. Like, just drop me off right in the corner. It's cool. And he looked at me, and then this is what got me right here. When my dad told me this, he was like, he's like, what's wrong? You embarrassed? And I was like pretty much. And then he was like, man, I'll tell you this, son. He's I bet you more than half of your friends, he's I make more money than most half of your friends do in a whole week. I make that in one day. He goes, son, he's like, money don't have a face. And that's when I learned that. When he said that, and I was like, damn. And I paused and I thought to myself, and I was like, you know what, you're right. Yeah. Like, forget this, jump up right here in the front, it's cool. So that's one lesson my father taught me too, like money don't have a face.
What are some of the biggest things that he gave you, bro? Because that money doesn't have a face. I've never heard that before.
That's a big one.
And from me, bro, I have never met your father, and I wish I had.
Yeah.
And I wish I picked his brain, because the amount of information and knowledge that he's passed on to you guys, you can't buy that. There's no price on that. Yeah. So what are some of the other things that he mentioned to you that kind of like blew your mind?
It's just a lot of things. Like there's another thing he would say, like he would be like, there's a lot of them that stand out, but those are one of like the highlight ones to me. Like money don't have a face. So me, like now I'll grind. Like I ain't scared. Like people are embarrassed. Like I'll have a little hot dog cart, you know, that people have in the streets. I did that last year at the for the Christmas in the park.
Yeah.
I was outside in the front doing that. Like I don't care. People are like, "What? That's Con Sabor Mexico. He has a little cart. Yeah. Like he's doing this. Like I don't care. Like whatever it is. Like I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to take the risk. I'm not embarrassed. I'm not afraid. There's been times where if it ain't cool, people won't like. I don't care if it's cool or not. Like I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like if it's not cool, people be like, but I'll do it. I don't care. Like I'll be out there with a little hot dog cart. Me and my girl. You know, she was pregnant too at the time. My second boy, my second child. So she was pregnant. She was out there with me doing the hot dog carts. You know what I mean? It's cold outside, but we were hustling. Like she was right there, right next to me, and that's what we do. And yeah. But another one that stands out was money don't have a face. And then the second one would be like, this one got me at a young age because I'm young, right? And he was like, son, the business is real jealous. And I'm like, what do you mean? The business is real jealous. And I'm like, all right, what do you mean? He goes, the business is like a relationship. Once you stop paying attention to it, like things start going downhill. He goes, if in your business, if you see something's wrong, like a faucet's broken, don't wait to fix it the next day, because you're never going to get it done.
Yeah.
He's like, fix it right there and then, boom. He's like, because if you don't, the business sees that you're not paying attention to it, and then the business like, well, if you don't care, like I don't care either, and that's when things start going downhill.
Do you see that a lot when it comes to like a lot of business owners? They kind of wait, like, I'll take care of it later.
Oh, my dad is a different breed, bro. My dad's like, so my dad would be like, if you see that the building needs to be painted, or if you need to paint a wall, paint it. If you see that the faucet's broken, fix it. If you see that you need to fix something, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
And then another thing would be my dad would be like, when I was young growing up, I would be like, hey, son, did you do this and this and that? And then I used to be like, I'll do it tomorrow, Dad. I used to piss him off. What you mean tomorrow? He's like, you do it today. I'll never say tomorrow, because tomorrow you're going to say tomorrow, and then tomorrow you're going to say tomorrow, and then tomorrow you're going to say tomorrow, and it's never going to get done. Yeah.
He should have wrote a book.
Man, I'm telling you. Yeah, he taught me a lot, and I just thank God, he's my teacher for real.
When you're bringing people onto your team, do you kind of pass that mindset onto them where it's like, if there is a problem, if there's a puzzle piece that needs to be placed, you guys got to get it done right away. If we wait, the business slows down, business will crumble slowly. So our mentality has to be, if there's problems, fix it. Do you guys kind of pass that onto your team too?
Yeah. But, as a business owner, as a boss, you got to be on top of it, because at the end of the day, the employees don't care. They're there for a check. So if the boss is not on top of it, then like my dad said, if you don't pay attention, everything starts going downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's important for you to be around every day to go check up, see what's going on, make sure everything's cool, and then that's how you keep everything steady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bro, you've done so well for yourself for so long. Like ever since I've known you, bro, you've been a hustler, the definition of a hustler, and you have never stopped. It doesn't seem like you've even slowed down either, bro, honestly. And I read an article yesterday. You said that you're only 10% of where you want to be.
Right,
Can you go into more
right.
detail on that?
Because like I said, sky's not the limit, right? So I mean, thank God I've accomplished quite quite a lot, but not. I still got. It's because I don't know. It's like I get bored, bro. Like I would do something. And I mean, I'll give myself a pat in the back, but I don't need no pats in the back. I want to keep going. Like I want to be successful, like really successful, to where like I want to be real successful to where like everything I do is for my kids.
Yeah.
Like I work for my kids and my family, so I want to do it something like to where um, when I'm gone, my kids could have something, you know, and then their kids could have something. Like I want to own a whole block. I want to own a whole, you know what I mean? I don't want to just, oh yeah, that was cool. So, congratulations, yeah. I want to own a whole block, so my kids could be like, yeah, so my grandkids could be like, my grandpa owned this building, this whole block,
Yeah.
this whole street. He took care of us. He made sure we were good, just like how my dad did for me and my brothers.
And what I love, bro, when it comes to like business owners, when they have children, I feel like leading by example in that aspect of like how you're showing up for your business, showing up for your family. It's a very good example to lead by. That's a lot to handle, brother. So how do you balance all of that, man? Especially when it comes to business, being a father, making sure they're for your partner. How do you balance all that, man?
You just gotta just pay attention to everything. You know, it's a lot sometimes, but like as your partner, they understand too. Like, hey, look it, but I always make sure I make time for them, time for the business, all around for my kids. Like, make sure everybody gets their attention. You know, even my moms, like everybody, the whole family. Like, it's just a big circle, like a big puzzle. You just gotta equal everything out. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, just equal everything out and just make time for everything. There's no such thing. Oh, I didn't have time. Like, nah, you do have time. There's time for everything.
Yeah.
Just gotta manage it right.
Yeah, 110%. Brother, when your team is handling all the day-to-day processes when it comes to the business side, right? And say if somebody messes up, I guess it's like, okay, we're like, all right, man, that's just a little mistake. We'll adjust it. But say if they make consecutive mistakes over and over again, how do you personally handle that from the boss's perspective?
But like for example, with me, what I would do is like the thing about me is this. Like if in the beginning, like as long as you're trying, if I see you're trying and you're actually messing up, but I see that you're actually trying, that's okay. Because not everybody's perfect. Some people learn quicker than others. But if I see like how you say, just constantly, and I see you're not even trying, like man, it's like no, nah, I ain't tolerating that. That's not cool.
What I love to pick the brain of business owners and entrepreneurs is we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. What do you think for you personally is your strength and your weakness?
My strength is God first and my team. You know what I mean? Having a strong team, having a strong foundation, the management, my the managers I have, the supervisors I have, having a strong team and have everybody on board and on the same page. That's my strength. My family, everybody behind me, family and friends, supportive teams. You know, that would be my strength, and my weakness would be just not being focused, distractions, and that would be my weakness. Distractions, yeah, having the wrong people in your circle. You know, get distraction, like stuff like that. Like, hey, let's go out, let's go do this, or yeah, let's go party. Like then I start like, oh, I was supposed to do this, but my friend wants to go have brunch, and then from the brunch she wants to go have a drink, and then my whole day's gone now. Like that's a distraction.
Yeah.
So I just trying to X out the distractions and just stay on, just do what I'm supposed to do, and that's it. And put God first, and everything will go smooth.
Yeah. Have you eliminated a lot of the distractions as you started to get older, or have you just kind of put a pause and like, hey guys, maybe not today, but another day? You know what I mean? Because I got stuff to do. Have you gotten a little bit comfortable in that?
You know, maybe in my mid-20s, like I had distractions, but I wasn't at the level where I'm at now. And like me, honestly, like I just keep to myself. Like it's just I only have like I know a lot of people, but I don't consider too many people my friend. You know, I have a handful of friends. That's it. And my best friends are my kids. You know, they're my best friends. My parents, they're my best friends. My brother, that's my friends. Like my circle's real tight because there's a lot of phoniness, and I just can't. I can't handle people sometimes.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if someone invites me out, I'll go, and then some people be acting out, and I just be like, man, Tommy, I'm taking off. I can't be around this. Like it's just too much phoniness, and like I keep my circle real tight, just family, and that's it. Spend time with my girl, my kids, and that's it. That's all I do, and go home, and I have my fun by going on vacation, taking my daughter on vacations, taking her to Miami or wherever she wants to go, like on trips. She wants to go to San Diego, whatever. Like that's for me. That's my positive distraction. Like not even distraction. That's just our time. But that's what my distraction is for me. So we're being with family and just having a good time with them.
Yeah, bro, I know. I feel like people need to be very mindful when it comes to their circle because it is very, very easy to fall into that trap. And it actually gets like, don't get me wrong, is it fun going out with friends? Yeah, it is fun, but I feel like too much fun sometimes can create pause in progress. And I personally don't want to pause progress because we're not getting any younger. The older we get, I feel like the more responsibilities come our way. So we kind of have to be on point. You know what I mean? So eliminating distractions as much as possible and go towards the things that serves us the best. I feel like that is the way to go. But in your experience, bro, and from things that you've seen from other people, what are probably the other things that people lean towards to? Like say, just imagine if a business owner was getting so much traction in their business, they're reaching success, and maybe they get too comfortable with the success. Do you think that's one of the biggest things of why business owners don't scale even higher is they stop growing and they stop innovating?
Yeah, brother, that's what it is. You cannot ever stay comfortable. Like me, I love to be uncomfortable. There'll be things I do. It's like I said, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. I am who I am, and I do my best. Like I said, God on my side, everything's possible. But yeah, man, there's a lot of things I do. I say 80% of the things I do is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I still do it because I know other people won't. Because I'm like, all right, if I don't do it, then who's going to do it?
Yeah.
Nobody. So might as well let it be me. Because,
You know,
like I said, like with my circle as well, like I have a small circle. Like that's another thing my father taught me was like at a young age, when I was like a middle school type, he'll be like, son, in this world, there's no friends. There's no such thing as friends. And I used to tell my dad, like, nah, Dad, you're tripping. Like, this is my friend right here. I knew him since I was 5 years old. We grew up together and this and this and that. And he would tell me, one day you'll understand. He's like, in this world, there's no friends. There's no friends. There's no such thing as friends. And he told me, you know who's your friend? Me and your mom, we're your friends. He was like, there's no such thing as friends in this world. And it's true because now, where I'm at now, I had to cut people off that I love, but I have to cut them off because I can't deal with it. Like I can't. Like I'm cool. Like it's distractions, negativities, and like I can't. So now, as I grew up, and I was like, man, now I understand my father. Like he always told me, like, stay away from such and such. He's gonna get you in trouble. He's no good. And now I understand.
did that hurt when you had to let some of those people go, bro? Because I'm having to do that a lot recently.
Yeah.
And then I kind of said this to myself, friends are seasonal. You know what I mean? Like your father said, there is no such thing as friends. I feel like friends are seasonal. They're here for a season and then they're not here anymore. But family, that's why that's a big priority for me, brother, because those are my best friends. Those are the people that I want to be around with. But people come and go. I feel like family just stays, man. And I'd rather have it that way, bro, because honestly, just like you, my family they're my best friends. Right. And I know it's the same thing for you. That's why, and I feel like that's within our culture too. It's like we just stayed glued together. You know what I mean? But it does hurt sometimes when we do have to let those people go, but it is necessary.
It's very necessary. It's very necessary. Yeah, it does hurt, but I just know it's for the better. And I feel like I see it like it's for a reason. Like God, He showed me like there's a reason why I have to cut them off. You know, something opened my eyes to see it. And it's not just for no reason. It's for a reason. Yeah. It's just for the better.
And brother, I wanted to pick your brain on this too. So in my experience of, say, when I was in the fight game, I was like, say, gaining success when it comes to winning fights, getting sponsorships, getting signed by management, so on and so forth. I was gaining traction within me personally in my fight career. my ego got very, very big, got very, very high. And I learned the hard way of like how you need to keep an ego in check. I think an ego is very, very necessary. You need to have it. It's like, say, if you had competition right around across the street, that's your ego kicking like, oh, I'm going to put these guys away. Like, these guys ain't going to touch me. Like, I'm going to show up more. I'm going to do more than they do. But when your ego is so big, sometimes it's like, dude, like nothing can touch me. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm nothing ever going to put me away. You lose. And that's what happened to me, where my ego was so big. And then I learned the hard way. And now there's a switch when it comes to my ego. I flip it on when it's necessary, but it's off most of the time. Unless I am challenged, ego's on.
And there's something that my pops always just tell me: experience. So my pops used to tell me back in the days, right, when I was younger, he'll say something, I'll be doing something, he'll be like, mijo, don't do it like that, don't do this and this and this and that. And in my mind, I'm younger, so I'm like, he's old school, like, man, Dad, you don't know what you're talking about, like, you're old, you know what I mean? But he would tell me, like, mira, like, look, cabrón, like, I lived this life 3 times more than you have. Trust me when I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's all experience. So when it comes to egos like that, that's why it's important to have like a mentor.
Yeah.
Because if like a mentor, like someone just be like, hey, trust me, bro, like calm down, like bring it down a notch. Don't be like that. Don't do this. You need to fucking chill out. You need to this and this and that. Yeah. I think mentors are important, especially someone you trust and someone that knows that's for your best interest, that loves you like genuinely, and not just all talk bullshit, but someone that actually really cares for you and be like, hey, look it, tone it down right here. Hey, that wasn't cool what you did right now. Like, chill out. Like, that's not cool. Look at, I think experience, brother. Yeah. Experience. I think experience for sure.
And that's how I feel, bro. The older I get, the more zen I become, the more stoic I become. You know what I mean? Because when you're young, you're kind of like, oh man, you got the whole world on you. You know what I mean?
It's all experience. Like my dad used to say, like, experiencia. Listen to me. I know what I'm saying. But in my mind at that time, not all the time, but in the beginning, right? I used to think in the beginning, I'd be like, man, my dad don't know what he's talking about. Like, I'm not gonna listen to him.
Right.
Like, man, you're old. You come from a different generation. Like, it's not like this right now. But now he was right. He was always right. That was one thing that he would always say too. Mijo, escúchame, te estoy diciendo por la experiencia. He's like, I live fucking 3 times more longer than you have, and I know what I'm talking about. And I'll be like, damn, he's right.
Bro, because I was the same way as you, man. Like, my parents always passed down that information, and I never took into notice, man. I just kind of ignored it all the time, you know? I don't know. And then there was a certain age where it kind of flipped, where I was like, wait, they were right. Wait, what? I should have listened here, and I would have been here if I listened. What age do you remember where you kind of flipped that switch? You're like, man, my father is my mentor, and I need to take into note everything he's saying.
To be honest, I think that people mature. It's not at 21. It's not at 18. It's not at 24. I feel like an age is where you really start like noticing life and like what life brings to you. Is like I would say maybe like after like 28. Yeah, I think 28 is a good age where I was just like, oh damn. But even to now, I'm 35, brother, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning life lessons. Yeah. We never stop growing. We never stop learning, and it's just like I don't know it all right now. I feel I know a lot more, but I really don't know it all because every day something's new's hitting you. Bam! Like, oh shit! You getting smacked up every day by new things, and but I think when you start maturing more, like really, really like understanding like more of life, I think maybe 28 for me.
Yeah. For me too. It was late in life.
Yeah, late.
It was like in the middle of my 20s is when I really started to like, you need to wake up and you need to start executing and you need to absorb information and put that information to work.
Like 24, no. Hell no. 21, 20, even 25, like no. 26, no. I think 28 is a good number.
Yeah. But it's very motivating and inspiring when you see a young individual like showing up, executing, you know what I mean? Hustling. Cool. I love seeing that, man.
That's rare though, right? Mm-hmm. But they're still there, and I salute those young men and women that do that, and my salute to them, and they matured and they had good mentors.
So your mentor was your father?
My father. I have a couple mentors. Yeah. My father's my mentor. My brothers are my mentors. a good friend of mine, John Velasquez. He's my mentor too. Um, my landlord, Abbas, one of my landlord, he's my mentor, bro. He's an older man. He he's one of my landlords, and he just I love speaking to old school people. I love having conversations with older people,
Yeah.
like in their like 70s and up. I love it, bro.
Different, right?
Different. The conversations are solid, and where does it go back to? Experience, brother.
Yeah.
Experience. I love talking to the landlords because they're older, and then I just chop it up with them, and they remind me of my dad. Yeah, they remind me of my dad, and it's like, man, I got that like my landlord Abbas. Shout out to Abbas. Like he's we have some good talks, man. And he's so solid with him and his family, and like it's dope talking to him because he's like a stand up man, and he takes care of his family, and he walks a straight line, and
Yeah.
good guy, man. Salute to Abbas.
I feel like business owners and entrepreneurs, they have these ventures and they start these ventures, but sometimes things don't work out. Did you ever hit a point where you failed? And did you ever have a point where you're like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not gonna do this. I'm completely over this. I'm gonna just start over. Did you ever have that experience?
Yeah. Like my pop said too. Back to my pops, he was like, he's like, son, you see something, he's like, do it. Never be afraid. That's why I have that mentality. Like, I'll get into something, I'll do it because I'm not afraid, and I'm willing to lose. So my dad was like, he's like, if you think something's gonna hit, try it out, get yourself to do it, and if you don't go, he's like, if you want to do something, go ahead and do it. And if you fail, it's okay. He's like, dive in though, head first, go all in. He's like, and if it goes bad, he's like, cool. And if it goes good, good. But if it goes bad, he's like, you just know not to do it again. So that's what the mentality I roll with. And a lot of people I know they're afraid to get themselves into. Hey, like they'll have a talk with me. Like, Dang, I'm thinking about doing this and that. What do you think? I'm like, bro, do it. They go, nah, but I don't know. I'm second guessing it because of this and that. Like they're afraid, but I see they don't have that mentor like how I did. Like they didn't have that, and but I'll knock some sense into them, and they'll be like, you know what, you're right. Like I have a friend of mine, David. He just got his Class A driver license, right? And when he got his license, the first person he called was me. He was, hey, I just let you know I got my Class A driver license. Because I seen him struggle too. Like, you know, he had his little problems, and just like all of us do once in a while. And he was doing bad, and I was always there for him. Everybody cut him off. Everybody pushed him aside. They didn't want to deal with him. But I dealt with him in certain times, and I always inspired him and told him to do better. And he did. Now he got his Class A license. He called me. I congratulated him. I told him, good job, keep going. He called me last week. He's like, hey, I'm traveling all around the country because of you. And I'm like, nah, bro, not because of me. I was like, because of God and because of yourself. You did it. I didn't do nothing. I was like, I could have guided you, but you're putting the work in. Yeah. He's like, he's over there at the Celtics games in New York. He's like, he's in Chicago. He's doing all this, and he just did it like this month. He's like, bro, I'm driving all around the country. He's like, thank you. So I wouldn't be where I'm at because of you. He's like, you influence me. He's like, you motivate me. He's like, thank you. And I was like, cool. Like, I'm happy for him too. He's doing good. Yeah.
So that's an example, brother. We speak so highly of our mentors, right? Yeah. But it's a crazy feeling when people refer you as a mentor. Doesn't that feel crazy? Yeah, because we speak so highly of our mentors, but there's a handful of people out there that look up to you as a mentor.
You know what? A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people do, even though they won't say it, but I think I inspire a lot of people, and especially on social media and all this, and they see me like, oh, this guy's young, he's doing this thing. And that's what I want, you know. I want people to be successful and to motivate them, you know, in any way how I can, whatever shape and form. But that's dope. Like that's cool, you know. I want people to do good in life, you know, and whatever it is. And people are like, hey, I want to do what you're doing. Like, cool, do it. Like that's what's up.
Winners have that mindset, bro, where they just want to pass on game. Yeah. They want to give information to those young people or people the same age who are just wanting to start. And being a guider or a mentor towards those people is one of the most fulfilling things ever, bro. Because if I have information and then somebody's asking questions, and if I have the answers to that, man, bother me. Like, go ahead, ask away. I love giving game, but I love even more when they execute on it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You can give all the game, and it don't. You can give up all the game, but you make nothing out of it because they don't use it. Like I could tell you how to get money. I could tell you how to do this, how to that. I could show you how to do it. I could show you like from step A, B, Z, like, all the way to Z. Like, but if you don't really want it, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's different. Like, there's some people that really want it, some people that really don't. It's just like it all depends on the individual.
That's why I feel like, honestly, everybody has the ability to do great things. I just believe they need the right guider. They need the right mentor. And I feel like a lot of these people who are struggling, especially when they're young, I feel like they have the capability of doing something great. They just need a mentor. They need somebody who's here to be able to push them, to be able to give the information and to give them the tactics and the steps. Because honestly, brother, we didn't know what we were doing when we first started anything, right? But we learned from experience and asking the right questions, right? But I feel like learning, for me personally, I learned as I went. You know, I didn't find my mentor till I was like in my late 20s, unfortunately. And I still do have a few good mentors, but there was always that one mentor that put a stamp on everything, you know? But I just feel like people need the right guidance.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like hope. People like a lot of people don't have hope. Like I want to start like a little program where it's called like hope. So for example, like back in the days when I was like in high school days, I remember like I think the younger kids like they just don't have hope.
Yeah.
Like I remember back in the days when I was in the neighborhoods hanging out with friends, like just being a loser, bro, just straight up. Like I would be at the friend's house, ditching and just being over there and just drinking and smoking and doing stuff like that. But I remember like being at my friend's house in the front yard drinking a 40 of Mickey's, right, with only like $5 in my pocket. It's like, what am I doing? Like I'll be there drinking a 40, maybe like man, maybe I only have 20 in my pocket. I'm like, what can I get with this 20? Like and some more beer. Maybe a Black and Mild, like what the hell? Like loser stuff, bro. And I thought to myself, like, damn, like I'm not gonna graduate high school. So I'm like, I'm not gonna get a diploma. So in my head, I'm like, damn, I can't even work at McDonald's. Cause I think at that time, I think McDonald's like, you need a diploma to work there. So I'm like, damn, I'm a fucking, so that's what people, they sink themselves.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going on with the youth. They're like, they think like, oh, I already messed up. Like, I'm already in a hole. So they just dig themselves in a bigger hole.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. Cause I remember one time that ran through my mind, like, man, what am I doing? I'm over here drinking a 40. I only have $20 in my pocket. Like, what? And then I just snapped out of it. After that, I was like, you know what? I'm not coming over here no more, man. I'm going to step my game up. Yeah. That's what it is. It's just hope. People have to believe the process. And if any young youth is listening to this right now, like, you can even reach out to me. Like, I could talk to you guys. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Trust me, I'm not perfect at all. I'm not perfect at all, and I don't claim to be perfect, but I do have some knowledge. And if I could help out one person, one listener, out of all the thousands of listeners, if I could just help out one person, like, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Even if I can give you some advice or whatever it is, like I said, I'm not perfect. Don't look at me like, oh, I think I'm this and that, because I'm not. Trust me. And but man, yeah, like you gotta have hope. You gotta have hope and just believe in God. Put God first. A lot of people depend on themselves, but like you gotta put God first, and everything will fall in place.
Brother, how does that feel to be a source of knowledge, information, and to be of use to other people? Doesn't that feel like it gives you a weird fulfillment, right?
Yeah, I think like I don't know, like there's been like a lot of things, like there's been like a lot of situations that were like not recently, but like in the past. Like I would think like, man, am I an angel? I saved like people's lives. Like I've done a lot of things. Like there's been situations where like there's one random time when we were driving down the street. I was with my brothers and a friend of mine, and somebody just told me to make a right. And I was like, hey, on this light, I've never been down the street. I might make a right. They're like, what? They're about to catch the freeway. Like, no, I'll make a right. And boom, we make a right. We go down this little street. It's a court. It's a dead end. It's like an industrial area where there's like no people there. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, there's a guy sitting on top of his car in the hood, breathing like crazy, like he's about to like pass out. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like, so we got the car. He's like, he couldn't even talk. Well, what's your name? He just looked at us like crazy. Like, he couldn't respond. He was unresponsible. So we called 911. The ambulance came. They got him. When the ambulance got there, I just left. But, like, it was weird. Like, there's, like, a lot of situations like that where I'm like, man, like, I'm not saying I'm an angel or anything, but I'm like, but we're for sure, like, God's puppet. Like, you know, he has us by the string. and he just guides us. We're like a little like he puts the puzzles together.
Yeah,
So
and the Bible always says to give more, man.
that's
You
all
know
I
what I
do,
mean?
man. I'm a giver. I'm a giver more than a receiver. I like to give than receive.
That's how I lead first, is to always give, 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 no matter what.
And that's what separates us from other people.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like selfish.
You know what it is? They focus on the numbers rather than the relationships.
Yeah.
Me, I have been getting disappointed lately because I've been meeting a lot of people who are more focused on the numbers rather than building a bond.
And those type of people, I don't want to be around them. Like how you said, like, do you go out with your friends? Because I might go out with my friends, and they might have a friend that's that type of person, and I don't want that, brother. Like I can't be around.
110%.
I can't be around fake people. Like I can't be around fake people.
Yeah, bro.
I get annoyed. You know what I mean? I'm like
I think you need to get socked a little
yeah,
bit.
like for real.
Yeah, bro. It's very disheartening because I have a very I have high hopes for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that I come across with, because I want everybody to be great. And it's very, very disappointing when you notice that. I think building relationships first, that creates more momentum for both parties. But the fact that people don't prioritize that, I feel like you don't last long term.
You don't. And that, like I said, that's what separates us, brother. Like that's why me and you have such a good bond, and you know what I mean. Like we're solid, and there's nothing bad I can say about you.
Bro, it's so funny because people like us, we haven't seen each other in a while, but you know what's so great? We keep that same energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I love that, bro. I love seeing my family and the people that I love, man. It's like, no matter what, that energy is always going to be there. Because just imagine if I saw you, like, at a store, and I was like, oh, what's up, Daniel? And you're like, what the hell? You're going to be all fake like that? Bro, I can't do that. That's not me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not me.
There goes Daniel. Look at him lying. Look at him. But yeah, no, it's cool. Like, I just love it, man. Like I love helping out the community. Like I do a lot of giveaways too over at the San Carlos location, 500 West San Carlos Street, at the restaurant Con Sabor, México.
Yeah.
So, like people support me. Like a lot of people support me, brother. Like and I'm blessed. Like I thank God. You know, I'm grateful with everybody, the community, and people travel from far just to come eat our food.
Isn't that crazy, bro? Because there's a weird thing about promoting your business, right? Promoting your company. But the fact that you see other people coming to travel all the way over here just to promote what you're doing, that's a flex.
Like people come down from far ways, like Santa Rosa, Los Angeles, like Los Baños, Modesto. Like they travel like a good LA. Like they come out and they tell me every time. Hey, we just drove from Vallejo, just come try your food. Hey, we just drove from over here to come try your food. And I'm like, damn, that's what's up. Like last week, I pulled up to my business. I see some guy, he's pulling out the parking lot. He sees me, he recognizes me. He's like, I never seen this guy, but he's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, what's going on? And he tells me like, hey, thank you for coming by. And then he was like, yeah, no problem. He was like, I just came to support you. And then like, I was like, damn, that's what's up. Like, I don't even know this person.
That's real.
Like that's what's up. Like that's real. And I just noticed that. Like, oh yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks again. And he goes, cool. And then there was like a little, there was a big old Tesla, the trucks. It was right there. It was a customer. He goes, is this you right here? I'm like, nah, no, it's not me. He goes, all right, cool. All right, catch you later. I'm like, all right, cool. But that was a sub. You know, he came. He told me like, hey, I came like for the food, but I came to support you. Yeah. Like, I was like, damn, that's a sub. That was cool.
You know what it comes from too, brother? Bringing a great customer service. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I see you in the videos and you're involved. You're not just letting them do their thing. It's like you're with them right there. You're hugging on them. You're laughing with them. You're goofing off. It's like you're involved, brother. Because usually the number one guy in the business is gone. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, I'll let the crew handle it. But you're right there. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's very, very important. And you, bro, you bring that solid energy. You bring that solid, you're genuine. You always show up for your customers. And that's why they come back. In that industry, there's a lot of competition.
Like for the competition, right? I see it like this. Like, I really just stay in my own lane. I really just pay attention to me. But you know what? It's good to see competition, though, because it elevates you some way. But honestly, like with me, like I look at it like I don't have competition. Like I'm my own competition. Like I need to better myself. I need to better my restaurant. Like I don't really pay attention to other people. Like I just stay in my own lane. I just do my own thing. Like and for the same thing I told you, like phoniness, like I'm cool. I don't want like I don't want those people like the ones that we just talked about. Like I don't want those people in my lane. Like, I just focus on my own things. I just do my own thing, and that's it. You know, and it's a lot of fake people, and I just don't like to deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't like it because I feel like I'm being fake.
Yeah.
Like I can't be fake with myself. Like if I'm around some fake, phony stuff, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
That's why I just do my own thing, and I really just stick to myself, my family, my business, and that's it.
And bro, speaking of that, the topic of fake people, do you notice when you're gaining traction and success, people are trying to come into the circle? Do you see that?
Yeah, they do. Like when I first started off, like even close people to me, so like there would be times where I'll put the truck up, and there's people over here that I brought the truck for,
Yeah.
and they won't even come in and buy from me, right? And I'll be standing in front of my truck like this, and no one's coming to buy. But I don't care if I look stupid or if because I'm not embarrassed. Like I told you, I'm not afraid. So I'll be standing there. Even people I know, they won't even stand next to me because I look so like, oh damn, this was about to sell. Like he ain't selling shit. Like oh damn, like he looks kind of dumb. I don't care, bro. I don't look dumb. Like I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
And then it's not till one customer comes, and then they're like, oh, well, he has one customer. 2 customers comes, 3, next thing you know, I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. And then the people that even I know, bro, they'll get close. Like, oh, it's cool now? Like, all right, now they'll get closer to the truck. And I'm just like, bro, you're fake as fuck.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, in my head, I look at them like, hey, look, it's cool. It looks cool. And I'll be like, man, get the fuck away from me. Like, get the fuck off me, bro. Fake ass shit. Now you want to get next to me? Like, now it's cool. But like 15, 20 minutes, like 30 minutes ago, an hour ago, it wasn't cool. Like you didn't want to stand next to me, and now that everybody's like, nah, bro, I don't respect that.
Brother, it's very, very.
And there's people that really close to me that I was like, it threw me off. I was like, wow, like damn, that's like it's cool because I always stand alone. Everything I do alone. I never expect no one to have my bag or nothing. Like I just do things on my own.
Yeah.
Like I said, even with the truck, like people like. Other people, like other truck, like they could do whatever they want, gathers. Like, I'm cool, bro. I just stay in my own lane.
Bro, you know, I did this experiment a while ago when I gained 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
I was going to do a $500 giveaway, right? And I made a video saying the way to win the $500, you got to share this video on your story. You got to like, obviously, and then comment a specific thing under this video.
Right.
The people who never shouted me out when I was already doing this, now they do it. Because there's money involved and because they saw all these other people doing it.
It was cool now.
Crazy, right? All we do is support other people. We like to see everybody be great, but when it's not reciprocated, it's kind of like, dang, like what happened?
So now, like at that time I seen it, and I was like, damn, that's messed up in my head, right? But I didn't tell them something I was about to, like, man, get the fuck away from me. But I was like, nah, for what? I'm like, it's cool, and as long as I know, it's all good.
Yeah.
And then, but now I don't even get mad at that. If I do see that, if that ever does happen again, like there's no hard feelings for them. It's just they are who they are, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I know who I am, and I'm true to myself, and that's all that matters. Like if that would ever happen again, I won't be mad at the individual. I won't stop talking to them, or I won't cut them off, or I won't feel bad. I'll just be like, cool.
It's just a mental note. Like, okay, like, hey, I remember
that. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And it's funny now because now that it's cool, like they're like, hey, what's up? Next time you see such and such, or do. Can I come by? Can I hang out with you? And I'm like, fuck.
Isn't that crazy, bro? I know. And honestly, traction will come. Yeah. Like people will either support or they'll try to attack. You know what I mean? How do you, bro? I know this is kind of like a dumb question because I know you'll answer it perfectly. How do you handle negativity? How do you handle comments? How do you handle the bad things that come your way? How do you handle all that?
The way I see it is it is what it is, brother. You know, it is what it is, and I don't take it to heart.
Yeah.
At first, I'll get pissed off, like amped up, like whoa,
let's go.
Now, but now I'm just like, I just laugh about it. Like it really don't faze me. Like it's just like, huh?
Yeah.
But it's cool though, cause out of the negative, you can take things out of it. Like there's negative comments, like, hey, this fucking taco suck or whatever it is. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll look into that. Like what's going on? Like, oh, I didn't have no meat in this, or I had or whatever. They messed up on. I said no onions. They said onions. Like, all right, cool. Like, I'll look into that, and I'll talk to the staff. And hey, look, if we have complaints, like, let's fix this up.
Yeah.
But as far as negativity stuff, all around, like, it don't faze me, brother. Like, it really don't. Yeah. No, it don't phase me, and it don't, bro.
It's a good trait to have, especially today, because
Mhm.
your social media has gained so much
Yeah,
traction, bro. And
yeah.
the fact that you're not getting distracted
Nah.
and not letting that hinder you is a very big flex.
So that's what it is. If someone's having a bad day, leaving negative stuff on you, don't let their bad day make your bad day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're having a bad day, cool, bro. Keep that to yourself. Like, don't bring that shit over here. Like, I'm chilling. I'm happy, bro. Like, I know you're mad because you're leaving some mad, angry
Yeah.
comments or some bullshit
Yep.
comments. Like, keep that to yourself. Like, you're having a bad day, cool, bro. Keep that shit over there.
I always say, I was
Yeah,
like, you'll never see Michael Jordan comment under LeBron James's
yeah,
post negative. You know what I mean? He'll never
yeah,
say anything
exactly.
negative. I'm like, winners, they don't have time to like say anything negative about somebody else. They don't.
Nah, entrepreneurs, like, I feel what you're saying, but like respectable people, yeah, it feels good. Like, grown man, like, cool. Everybody's on the same page. Everybody's like, yeah, it's dope, bro. It's dope for sure. It's cool, and you get to learn off each other. Like, hang around with someone, you start learning their good values.
Yeah.
There's the way people talk, the way they express out, the way how they treat others, and that rubs off on you too. Like, oh, look at how he treats others. Like, oh, that was dope. Even if it's in a good way or just in a correcting them way. Like,
Yeah.
and shout out to Mr. Santiago. He's one of my mentors too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. Santiago.
Yeah.
He's just a boss, bro. This guy's a boss, man. He reminds me of my dad. Like, this guy reminds me of my dad, and even him. Like, when I met him, I also told him, like, man, you remind me of my pops. Like, I even shed a tear, like, man, you remind me of my pops. Because my dad was just straightforward. He didn't give a damn. He would tell you how it is, and on some boss shit, like some real
Yeah.
boss shit.
How does it feel, brother, to have a family? They're all entrepreneurs, and you guys get to like learn and pick the brains off of everybody,
Yeah,
because you guys are all doing different things, and you guys are all doing great things.
yeah,
So how's that feeling like of just sitting next to entrepreneurs and they're your best friends?
yeah. It's dope. It's really cool, because it's people you trust, and the things that they tell you is all sincere, and it's like real.
Oh,
And even if it hurts you or not, they're telling you straight up how it is. And like my bro, like I'll take like my brother Alex, right? He's one of my big mentors too. Like, he'll give me good advices, and at the end of the day, though, I'm a man. I'm my own man, so I'll make my own decisions. But I think with my brother Alex, like he gives me good advices, and he's my one of my big mentors. And but I'll definitely take a big chunk of what he's telling me, but I'll put it in my own.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll put it
yeah.
in my own however I see it, and I always make my final decisions based off how I feel about the situation.
Did you ever have that feeling when you guys were growing up, when you were little, right? Young, teenager, or even younger, where there was always fighting? But then the older you get, the more you appreciate them. It's the same thing with my family, where it's like when you're young, you're always wrestling, you're always fighting, saying dumb things to each other.
Yeah.
And then when you get older, you hug each other as like you're never going to see them again.
Right,
You know what I mean? Have you noticed that?
Man, growing up, we used to fight all the time. Me and all my brothers, we used to fight all the time. We would, and there's something about the family, bro. I don't know what it is, like it's like a respect thing, or I don't know, but like the older can never like really beat the older. The younger can never beat the older. You know what I mean?
It's like the big brother will always little brother.
Yeah. And it's just always like that, And we used to fight all the time. My brothers, we always used to fight. And even my sister, we used to fight with my sister. My sister, she'd be in the mix. The times when she was in the hallway, but we're young, you know what I mean? We're younger. She's in the hallway, like, fucking good at her. She'll be in the floor throwing her legs up, kicking us, bam, bam. But it made us who we are, though. Like I said, my dad was tough, bro. Like my dad he was tough on us, but it was all tough love, It was tough love, and as strict as my dad was, and as hard as he was on us, he always had a big heart,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he always had a big heart, and he would as tough as he was on us, like, but it made us who we are. Like he gave us that tough love because he comes from the old school, like that old school Mexican traditional family. Like his dad, my grandpa, like he was tough on him, and that's why my father, he was how he was with us, because he didn't know better. Because that's all he knew. That's how he was raised, in a tough way. So it definitely rubs out to us, and I thank God now because he that tough love, man, that made us who we are.
Yeah. And do you pass that on to your children as well?
You know what? I do and I don't.
Yeah.
It's
So
kind
it's
of
a bit,
hard,
it's a
bro.
balance,
Yeah, it's
right? You know what I
hard.
mean?
Like, but I'm definitely on top of my daughter. Like, she's older. She's 10 years old. She's about to be 11 next month, and I definitely don't let her slide through the cracks.
Yeah.
I always, if I see something wrong, I always correct it. I'm always on top of her. I'm always, hey, make sure your room's clean. Hey, why is you threw your shirt on the floor? Throw it in the laundry. Like, she'll be like, oh, okay, man. But now I gotta be on top of her. If I see something that's wrong, I'll correct her. You know, I always have these talks with her too. Like, hey, baby, look at, you know, don't let no one ever like make you feel bad. You always
Yeah.
stand up for yourself. Never stay quiet. If you feel like something's wrong, like say something. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
Don't let no one ever make you feel bad. Always stand up for yourself. Always talk to me. Talk to your mom if you ever feel some way. If you feel like someone's disrespecting you, like let us know, and we'll fix that situation.
Yeah.
And, I just teach her a lot of values and in life, you know, and I just want her to be great. And she's very smart. She's a good girl. Like she's really like she's real like honest, bro. Like she'll be honest. Like I could have $1,000 laid down on the table, and I'll leave, and she won't touch a dime. She won't touch a dollar or nothing, bro. Like the ice cream man comes by, she'll be asking me like, Dad, can I have money for the ice cream? Yeah, baby, here you go. Here's $2. Here's $5. Whatever. She's a real good girl, Madeline. I love you, baby.
You know where that comes from? Having great parents. So my brother, I want to be very respectful of your time. I have 2 questions left for you, my man.
Sure.
All right. So if this was High Value Discussions hosted by Daniel Ortega, say this was your podcast.
Yeah.
If there was a question that you would want to ask me, what would it be?
Not really a question, but it's like, man, keep doing you, bro. Like, thank you for being you. Thank you for being great with everybody around you, bro. You're a big blessing. Thank you for your podcast, and thank you for what you're doing for the people, man. And I love what you're doing, man. And what inspired you to do this? That's my question.
Bro, people, man. Like people like this. Like, bro, like I haven't seen you in a long time. And like, there's a lot of things that I learned from you today. And that's what I like doing from people, just learning from people. Like I love, just like how you said, we love sitting next to older people than us. Like you're very young, but you still have so much knowledge and wisdom that I want to take from and use to my day-to-day life. You know what I mean? So I feel like doing this, and also I didn't listen a lot when I was young. So when I have these sit downs with these people, I get to listen. You know what I mean? So back then my skill wasn't listening. Now all I want to do is listen. I just want to sit, absorb information, ask another question, but take the information into my day-to-day life, and hopefully those actions make me better. So that's kind of what I do, man. This whole concept of doing this is sitting down with great people. That's where this came from. And the fact that I get to do that, bro, that's just another blessing added to my life. I can't put a price on this because the information, like you say, you give me, and the energy, bro, the laughs, the smiles, it's all genuine. It's all love, always. So I can never, ever put a price on that, man. I could do this for the rest of my days and not think it's a task or a drag. Doing this, bro, is one of the best things that I ever created.
That's dope. And yeah, we all appreciate it. You know, even the listeners, the followers, and myself, and everybody that's a guest here. Like, we all appreciate you, D.
Yeah, bro. And you're honestly, brother, going to come on, and I want to have all your brothers on. We got to have an entrepreneur roundtable. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope.
So my brother, my very last question to you, okay, my man? So you have lived one hell of a life, brother. You are a family man. You are a businessman. But if there was that one person tugging on your shirt, young kid, asking for the right guidance on how to be successful, what is the one thing that you would want to pass down to him?
It just all depends on the person. Because I could talk to you for a week, a day, a year, and it could just go through one ear and out the other. So you gotta just action. Yeah. Action, that's the main word right there. Action. That's my dad's word. He always said, action, 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 action. Action, bro. Show action. If you want to tug on my shirt, show me action. Yeah. If you're not showing me no action, I'm not going to waste my breath on you. Yeah. Because, I mean, I'll try to help you. I'll still explain myself. Yeah. But I'm not going to push it like to where I'm going out my way to check up on you if you don't want that real action. You show me action and we'll talk. We'll figure it out.
Are there any closing statements you'd like to give for this podcast, my man?
Man, God bless everybody, man. God bless D, man. I love you, bro.
I love you, my brother.
Thank you for everything, man. You're a blessing, brother. You really are. You truly are a blessing. You're dope, man. Love the studio is badass.
Thank you, my brother.
Keep doing your thing, D. And like I said, thank you for having us. Like me, like I said, I'm a family man. I brought my daughter with me. She's here
man.
too.
I love it, man.
She's with me everywhere I go. Whenever I'm on the road, what has to do with business or paying bills, wherever it is, or shopping, she's always right there with me. She's learning. She's like a little sponge. I'm her role model. She looks up to me, so I gotta do my best to set the standard bar high. And she said she wants to be an entrepreneur too when she grows up. So
there we go.
Yeah, she said she wants to have a home bakery.
She's got a great guide right in front of her. You know what I mean?
So sky's not the limit. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's listening. Stay tuned, subscribe, man, and God bless.
My brother, it has been a pleasure. I haven't seen you in a minute, but honestly, brother, what I love about you, man, is like you keep that same energy always. You give the same love. You're so genuine, and you're a phenomenal family man. And I love sitting next to you and just learning from you and just gaining all that energy from you, brother. Thank you so much for coming on, and I cannot wait to have you on again. God bless you. I love you, my brother. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. If you got a lot of value out of this, please do me a favor and support our channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Make sure to hit that follow button on Spotify to stay updated with our latest episodes. And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, I would greatly appreciate it if you would leave a 5-star rating, followed by with a review. Again, thank you all for the support. Stay loving, stay hungry, and stay excellent.